Here, and today we're talking about the death of Xbox.
Uh-oh, here we go again, man. We still talking about the death of Xbox. I mean, come on, man. I mean, Dirk Griggity's right about you fools. You guys are only doing this for views, man. Just so you can keep your AC on low, bro. I know it's getting pretty hot there in Texas, man. But come on, Dreamcast guy. You ain't got to be doing all this.
But in a slightly different fashion than we typically.
How is this any different than what you've been talking about before, man? You've been doing this for the past 5 to 7 years of your YouTube channel, and Xbox is still here. I mean, come on, man.
Typically do on this channel, which is that today we're going to talk about some raw sales.
Keyword, typically do on this channel, because now he's running off this Nintendo Switch 2 hate bandwagon. He's doing all the other stuff, but yet for some reason he don't ever want to talk about PlayStation
numbers, because they just posted a bunch of financial reports for June, and this stuff is very much the whole spread. It's how many controllers sold on every console, how many games sold on every console, and how many consoles sold, right?
Oh, why'd you skip that? Hold on. Matter of fact, why'd you skip that important note? It said that Final Fantasy 16 was the 4th best-selling game on Xbox, and you completely grossed over it. Have you noticed that? Hold on, let's get back to that. Look at what you're doing, bruh. It says Final Fantasy 16 was the 4th best-selling game on Xbox in the US for June. And what's even more crazy is that it was a shadow drop, and it still sold pretty reasonably. But yet you guys tell people, Xbox gamers don't buy games. You guys still believe this narrative, man? I mean, come on, man. The game was shadow dropped, okay? Didn't go through all the promotions, advertisements that they did on PlayStation 5, and the game is still the top fourth selling game in the US for Xbox. What are we doing, man? You guys keep saying that Xbox gamers don't buy games, but apparently it seems like they bought this one.
And what's interesting is that not only is Xbox doing bad, not only are they obviously the bottom of every chart, but it really paints a bleak image as to how dead Xbox already is.
It's so dead that you continue to talk about it for the past few years, man. We get it already. You don't like Microsoft. That's fine, man. Like, there's no reason for you to be that much of a PlayStation fanboy to keep saying that Xbox is dead, but yet they still currently here. Like, is this some, thing that, I see it happening 10, 15 years down the future? That's not what you're saying. You're saying as if Xbox is dead right now, currently, and that's not what's happening. You people know this.
At this point, the only people in the world that are buying Xbox games are PlayStation people. Literally, if it wasn't for the PS5, I do think the Xbox would be dead already. But let me break it down.
What about PC gamers that buy their games? What are you talking about? I mean, because they seen that Forza Horizon outsold a lousy little Astrobot. Now they want to sit there and say, it's because of us as to why these games are successful. These games were successful before they even dropped on your platform. What are you talking about, man? Microsoft is only doing it to make more money, just like what Sony's doing. They're taking a lot of their beloved franchises and putting them on PC so they can make more money. Does that mean that these games wasn't successful before they dropped them on PC, or where they were? Like, you see what I'm saying? It's this type of logic that this dude likes to use, man. I mean, at this point, all he's really trying to do is confuse you.
Because I feel like the context that's very difficult to parse out sometimes is just how screwed is Xbox? They like to post cryptic statements like, 10 million people played Starfield. Okay.
I mean, that is a lot.
Did they play it for 30 seconds? Did they play it for 30 hours?
I know. Did they play Astrobot? I mean, because a lot of people didn't buy the game. Did they play that for 1 hour? Did they do what I did, play it on a live stream and gave up and didn't care enough to finish the game? I know. Why would any of that matter? Because at the end of the day, that's money that came directly to them, even if you played it through Game Pass or if you went out there and bought the game. PC, Xbox, whatever have you. That was 10 million people that played it. That's some pretty big engagement. And you guys are going to sit there and talk about, we don't know how many people played it. We don't know how long it was. Does that matter when you guys talk about console sales? How many people are actually using PlayStations? Have you ever thought of that? Oh, yeah, that's right. Because a lot of them are deactivated because 25 million of them are still in warehouses waiting to be shipped. I mean, it's gotten to the point where they're using ship sales as if they're sales that are happening in retail. Like, bro, you PlayStation fanboys are pathetic, bro.
Xbox always tries to be incredibly vague about how their games are doing.
Oh, yeah, just like how Sony did with Final Fantasy, saying that the game was doing all right, like what the fanboys said, and yet Square told you themselves that they didn't make enough money. That's why they went multi-plat again, like how they should have. But yet they try to work with Sony, and guess what? It didn't work.
Now I think we realize that everything they're putting out, if it wasn't on PlayStation...
And let's not forget that the game was also bundled with PlayStation. So even if you bought the PlayStation 5 and didn't even want to use the game, it was bundled with the console. All this game was shadow dropped. It dropped on Xbox at a later date. You get what I'm saying? I mean, it wasn't advertised and wasn't promoted. I mean, at this point, for the game to even be top 4 in the Xbox charts alone is pretty impressive to me, considering that the game was shadow dropped. It didn't have all the same bells and whistles that it did on PlayStation with console bundles, promotions, advertisements, and all that, right? But yet we're going to find a way to bash Microsoft for this, when yet these games ain't even selling on your own platform.
Nobody would even play it, but let me talk.
What do you mean? It just said 10 million played Starfield. What are you talking about? You just showed 10 million people played Starfield, and then you try to downplay and say, well, how many of them played it for longer than a minute? The same thing could apply to any game. It could apply to Ghost of Yotei it sold this amount, but how many people actually finished it? Well, there you go. Like, who does this?
I hope you're having a great day, and if you could, please, give this video a like. This is kind of just wild. So this is the world bracket. Let's just talk about the world bracket, because, look, breaking it down by, like...
You guys do understand that PlayStation 5 is in way more regions than Xbox. You guys do understand that, right? I mean, at this point, what does this really matter? Does this matter to any of you guys? Any real gamers? Does this really matter? But apparently when you're a fanboy, I guess it does.
Here's North America, here's Europe, here's Japan. But here's what's really, really crucial in my opinion. Worldwide, Nintendo Switch 2 sold 5 million units the first month. I think that's now technically the fastest selling console of all time. I'll be honest, still blows my mind. With all the hate, all the backlash, all the high price tags on Nintendo Switch 2.
Oh yeah, and also the fact that you said you wasn't going to buy one, even though you did, you contributed to that 5 million sales. Even though you told everybody else not to buy one, and yet you went out there and bought one yourself. What a hypocrite.
Clearly, people did not mind showing up to that with cash in hand. PlayStation 5 behind it with 900,000 sold. Pretty dang good when you just consider the fact that in a random June in 2025, no major releases, the PS5, still talked about this guy in the past. He's a guy who, I feel like he leaks stuff that is all being talked about behind the scenes.
I don't care about these leaks, man. I really don't. Just get to the point.
The very old school game journalist, Chris Dream, basically says that, look, this stuff is about to come out in the coming weeks. We know that we're exactly, I think, 3.5 weeks from Gamescom. Game stuff that makes me think that Xbox realizes that if you're going to use your prime real estate, your time to come out on stage and talk about the future of Xbox, and it's your time to sort of hype up the competitor in the classical sense, I think it shows just how bleak things have gotten. Now, I've seen a lot of people try to say that somehow Xbox is doing better than we think. I've seen a lot of screenshots. I don't even want to put them in this video. I've seen a lot of Xbox YouTubers claiming that nobody buys PlayStation 5 games. I don't know why.
They don't. What are you talking about? They don't. That is facts, bro. Astro bought 1.5 million. Now, the game was a success, but come on, guys. You guys have an install base of over 70 million users, right? Right? Just to play devil's advocate. And your games barely even can pass 5 million. What are you talking about? You have a higher install. Matter of fact, your install base is even doubled than what it is on Xbox, and your games are still flopping? We already know why they picked up a PS5, and they picked it up for that GTA 6 and that NBA 2K, bruh. You guys know this. Ain't nobody but look at this. Showing all the game. Oh, really? Where's the exclusives, buddy? Where is there?
Like, one of the things I've seen people claim, I've seen a lot of people claim that Death Stranding 2 failed when it's the number 2 selling game worldwide. I don't really understand how you could possibly say that Death Stranding 2 failed, but weird times. June's number 2 and number 4 are bestsellers on Xbox, but don't even make the top 20 overall. If this isn't a sign of how bad sales are on Xbox, I don't know what is. US is Xbox's strongest territory, and these are the US sales. So it just seems like there has been this bigger and bigger push for the idea that...
What do you mean they don't sell well? What are you talking about? I'm looking right here. It says Black Ops 6, Microsoft owns. Forza Horizon, Microsoft owns. Minecraft, Microsoft owns. These are 3 games that they own. Elder Scrolls Oblivion, that's 4 in the top 20. They got 4 of their own games in the top 20. What are you talking about? But you know one games that I don't see? I don't see no PlayStation exclusives. I see MLB The Show, which is multi-plat, and that's it. Where's Astrobot? Where's all those other games that you guys got, right? Where they at? We got 4 Xbox Studio games up in there. Stellar Blade is now, so I guess Stellar Blade says Sony. Well, they publish it. They don't own it. But still, I guess, well, let's count that one. Okay. That game didn't even sell that well either. I mean, what are we doing here? And on top of that, it probably, and I heard it sold well on PC. Right there, it says Xbox and PC. There you go. So that's probably why.
Xbox, not only can they not be tied to a single platform, I am more and more thinking that Xbox is probably going to discontinue Game Pass. At this point...
What? You guys do understand it. Why would they discontinue Game Pass? That would be a huge amount of lost revenue to them. You guys understand that, right? That's like saying PlayStation will completely get rid of PlayStation Plus. Bro, you know how much money they make just to keep the service going? Or they're going to get rid of it and go back to selling games. Selling games that nobody's even buying in the first place?
Like Game Pass, it's for them. I'm going to make this clear. For Microsoft, they're probably seeing it as a massive waste of money. A lot of companies are very much all in on this idea of paying a subscription fee instead of ever actually owning your content, right? Instead of having Adobe Premiere for editing.
And why? And them having you own your content is only less money for them. What are you talking about, bro? You guys don't even know how to keep a legitimate argument.
In YouTube videos, you pay the Adobe Premiere subscription. You get...
But nobody's paying for that. Nobody's paying these premium prices for games. That's what y'all don't understand. They're not making money like that with games. Only a very select few titles.
Your YouTube Red subscription or premium, whatever the hell they call it. You know, instead of buying Netflix movies, you have a Netflix subscription. I almost feel like they're doing the math and saying, okay, so few people have Game Pass, we're just losing money.
So, what? What are you talking about? Everybody that owns an Xbox has Game Pass. What are you talking about? Bro, you know what? It's this type of stuff, guys. Like I said, I get it, man. You know, when I made that video talking about I can't get my game shit to work, this is not the content that I'm doing, guys. Please, don't ever compare me to a loser like this. Okay? Because that's not what I'm doing, bro. I'm a neutral gamer. I call it out in all spectrums. But this is ridiculous. What are you talking about? Everybody that owns an Xbox has Game Pass Ultimate. You guys even say it. You guys say that they have Game Pass Ultimate to the point where they don't even want to buy games. So which one is it? Which one is it? Is that they don't buy games or they just over-rely on Game Pass? Which you clearly say, oh, but Game Pass is... What? Like, I gotta hear
buying Netflix movies, you have a Netflix subscription. I almost feel like they're doing the math and saying, okay, so few people have Game Pass.
How do so few people have Game Pass when everybody that owns an Xbox has Game Pass?
We're just losing money.
Okay, you know what? Just let them go.
And now we've told people to never buy Xbox games. At this point, it's probably more profitable for them.
That's funny that they told people not to buy Xbox games, but yet 4 of their games are trending. Forza Horizon 5, Minecraft. Look at that. Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. It says right there, Microsoft Corp, right there. These are their games. Where's your games trending? Your games ain't even there.
At least as an experiment, I do think there's a chance they're just going to chop up Game Pass and start attempting to actually sell games to their audience, which obviously is going to sell terrible on Xbox and it'll sell great on PlayStation. At least the games don't.
They're just coping with that because that's all they got. You guys said that Xbox had no games, and yet you're giving Microsoft all your money. I mean, I don't know how Microsoft's going to be dead if you ponies keep buying into their games.
Suck. But a lot of people are kind of talking about the fact that it's very weird that right now, we now have more. Xbox has always, in my opinion, lied. Xbox likes to lie about the success of their games. Oh, we have the big giant game. Wow, everybody's playing Hellblade when nobody played Hellblade. Oh, everybody's playing...
Are you sitting there telling me that Forza Horizon 5 wasn't already popular on Xbox and PC before it came to PlayStation? How do you... See, this is the fact that you're not being genuine. Oh, and then he got a porter roach. tweet here, as if this man's any credible. Funny considering that he was wrong on the whole PlayStation not putting Helldivers 2 on Xbox. And now he's doubled down on the PS5 Pro with 60 frames per second on GTA 6. You PlayStation fanboys are ridiculous, bro. Out here using quotes from other fanboys in the community as if it's credibility. If Forza wasn't so popular, we wouldn't have even had all these Forza games in the first place. We wouldn't even have made it to Forza Horizon 5. These were all games that existed before they even dropped them on PlayStation. So clearly Xbox gamers had to buy those games or those franchises to keep them alive. What did you think? What about the SOCOM, the Sly Cooper, the Jack and Daxters, the Extermination, Parappa the Rapper, Mr. Mosquito, Blasto, Jersey Devil, Tumba? What about those games? Scython Filter. Why don't those games exist? And those are PlayStation Ape Escape. Those are PlayStation games. Resistance, Killzone, Heavily Sword, Folklore, Warhawk, Starhawk, Twisted Metal. Where are those games at? Siren. Where are those games at? If people were buying those games, how come we don't see them anymore? Oh, exactly. Because you weren't buying them. Mag. I can keep going on. PlayStation All-Stars. Where's your sequel? Little Big Planet. In the traditional sense. Where are these games? Oh, that's right. They don't exist no more. Because you know why? You didn't support them and buy them. So you guys keep saying that Xbox don't buy gamers, don't buy games. But the only reason why Gears of War, Halo, and even Gears and Forza made it this far is because the Xbox gamer was supporting them. That's why we kept getting sequels. And the reason why you ain't got none of your games. What are you talking about?
Starfield, when nobody's actually playing Starfield.
It said 10 million people played it and you downplayed it.
They're always vague. So now that we actually have...
Just like you. Just like you're vague to not say that Final Fantasy 16 sold fourth on Xbox. Just like you're so vague that you don't want to talk about the 10 million people that played Starfield. Even before, right? 10 million people, oh, they only played it for 2 seconds. Okay.
Sales data from a game, it's selling great on PlayStation. I think they're starting to think that. I've seen some big Xbox accounts even sort of saying that right now it's really important to give up on exclusives. I'm seeing that more people seem to be sort of like, begging for PlayStation games to come to Xbox.
I don't want them. I have a place. Take this from a guy that owns PlayStation 5. I don't even want to buy them on this platform. Okay? You guys want to sit there and look at this. 20 games to your 10. This isn't, bro, this is embarrassing. No, actually really look at this. Now, I don't really care for Cody Eastwood, but look at this. This is kind of embarrassing. Look at this. Are you serious? Are you freaking serious? This is embarrassing from PlayStation. If you're going to sit there and tell me that what Microsoft's doing is trash, and look at what, bro, Concord don't even exist. Helldivers 2, okay. Stellar Blade. The game they don't even make. Marathon. We already know that's going to fail. Rise of the Ronin failed. Bro, this isn't... Wolverine ain't even out. Death Stranding 2 did come out. I think it's the timed exclusivity. They got the Judgment game dropping on. Bro, it's so bad. Y'all putting freaking remasters, bro? You gotta be kidding me, man. What kind of roadmap is this? You was out here using freaking PS4 games to boost up, bro. And y'all say that PlayStation is, I don't know why Perfect Dark is there, but apparently it's, I don't know, maybe this might have been old or something, I don't know.
Port begging has never been more desperate. Here's Colt Eastwood. Don't hate on Colt, but Colt did a whole video basically saying that I want to see Spider-Man and Horizon and Returnal, all these games on Xbox. I don't think that those will go to Xbox.
You hear that? Oh, they coming. Oh, you heard it first from here. They coming. Spider-Man's coming. They're already there. They're already there on Steam. You see, yeah, they don't want to admit it. They're already coming. Get your excuses already. You're like, Gamester, you said what? They're coming? I said it. You heard it here first. Stop taking my credit. Stop telling other people. They're coming. Oh, yeah, they're coming.
Let's hear it again. Video basically
they're coming.
I want to see Spider-Man and Horizon and Returnal, all these games on Xbox. I don't think that those will go to Xbox. I do.
And I'm sitting there telling you that they are. The days is over, bruh. I hate to tell you guys. Just understand when because I don't have Twitter and I don't be putting my content out there. Y'all remember, Gamester is what told you first. Understand it, and I still stood strong in what I said. Spider-Man is most definitely coming. It's coming, bro. Because I mean, at this point, Sony's looking at it like you're gonna be able to play these games on Steam anyway. We might as well just sell it to the Xbox gamer. That's how they're gonna see it. Microsoft has already checkmated you with the Steam ordeal. It doesn't make sense because then Xbox gamers that have Steam can access their games. They don't have to pay Sony. Sony's like, oh, snap, we might as well just put the game there, sell it to them, and at least we can get more free money. What y'all don't understand that they got checkmated because of Steam coming into the new Xbox. That's what we're trying to tell you. Helldivers 2 is only on Xbox because Sony says it's already going to be there anyway. We might as well make extra money. Do you get what I'm saying? Y'all like, oh, snap, GameStop, I see what you're saying. We might as well just sell it. Because why not? We're going to sit there and be prideful. I mean, it's going to their platform anyway. Through a launcher. Put the game there. Might as well make the money now. That's what they're doing.
I do think some stuff will go over to Xbox, but it is...
But not his precious. They said the same thing about Helldivers 2, and look what happened.
When you kind of look at a thing like this, right? This is obviously a very misleading thing here.
There's some, but... You're misleading people thinking that this is not going to happen.
Bridge that gap. I keep seeing stuff like this where
coming.
people are basically saying, okay, the idea of exclusives just doesn't work. And a lot of people are kind of mocking this because right now we're seeing record-breaking sales. The top-selling games in the world are exclusives. Death Stranding 2 and Mario Kart World. Those are the biggest games in the world right now, and they're...
No, they're not. No, they're not. You're like, what games do you really... They're not. Because look at the vast majority of games. And then on top of that, of course, Death Stranding 2 and Mario Kart World is going to do... Bro. Woo, hold on. Gamester. I know this is a lot for you. I don't know how you keep doing these videos. But let me explain something. Y'all ready? Okay, here we go. Let's look at the list on the right? Elden Ring is a DLC, technically. Death Stranding 2 and Mario Kart World are two new games. That's why it has new at the top of it. Black Ops 6 is old. Oh. Stellar Blade is old. Oh. Forza Horizon 5 is old. Oh. MLB The Show is old. Minecraft. GTA 5. You came out. Bro. Y'all like, oh, games, I see what you're saying. The games you're comparing it to are old. They already bought those games in droves. They've already bought them. Black Ops 6 already bought Stellar, and they're still there. They're still there 1 year later. Stellar Blade, well, I think it's mostly due to the PC, but still, it's there. Forza Horizon 5 is an old game, was available on PC and Xbox, so clearly that has to be mostly from PlayStation sales. Still up there. MLB The Show was like, what, it came out last year or something like that? Minecraft, we already know how old that game is. GTA 5, etc., etc. Split Fiction, whatever. These are old games. You can barely even compete with the games that came out several years ago. Like Cyberpunk's there. This is crazy. Y'all don't buy games, bro. Y'all don't buy games. Of course people buy Death Stranding 2 and Mario Kart World more. Well, Mario Kart World specifically. But, and then you want to say, oh, Death Stranding 2 did better. What do you mean? Mario Kart World was bundled with the console. Second of all, Mario Kart World doesn't have the benefit of 70 million PS5s. Y'all like, oh, snap. I see what you're saying, Gamester. The fact that Mario Kart World is even remotely up there is even more embarrassing. They're like, wow, that's true, games. They came out with a console with only 5 million sold. And it's still up there. Right behind your little precious PlayStation exclusive, right? Mr. 70 million, took 5 years to get to this point, and y'all barely even buy. Your game should be first place for all I know. Elden Ring is a damn DLC, and it's not even a new. It don't even have the new title on it. And you still can't even touch it. Y'all like, oh, snap. Look at it. It says new. Look at all the 3 new games that came out, and you barely even top in the damn charts. Get up out of here.
Exclusives, right? Doesn't that kind of show the sign that exclusives still have a point? I want to look at
no, it doesn't. It doesn't prove anything. Because you know why? The vast majority of that list is third party. And of course those games are going to sell better because they're new games. Those games that you're comparing it to were games that already came out.
Replies here because a lot of people are
like you guys are just stupid, bro. This is why when I try to explain things, y'all don't get it.
The studio doesn't get as much feedback. It doesn't get as much audience.
Imagine having 2 new games come out and barely even out-charting the games that came out several years ago. Y'all out here getting beat by an Elden Ring DLC. Embarrassing.
Don't have exclusives. How will people enjoy the game? I don't know. It's such an odd argument to act like somehow exclusives hurt gaming when clearly.
Funny thing is, Stellar Blade did more successful when it went to PC than when it was on PlayStation. That's probably why the game is even charting now.
That's just not the case. I would say that in a lot of ways, the best decisions we've seen from Xbox in the last year, especially, has been a reaction to PlayStation. They lowered the price back to $70 this week. They were talking about a month and a half ago. They were saying there's going to be a big push. Every Xbox game is going to be $80 now. They backtracked on that. And I think they did that, honestly, because of how much people are pre-ordering and talking about Ghost of Yotei, a $70 PlayStation 5 game. And the same thing sort of goes with like a lot of Xbox games. People
it's also to incentivize Game Pass, but I could also see them pushing that. I think Microsoft pushed a little too early on that. I think that's the reason why they went back and retracted it. To be honest with you, it was only $80 to milk the ponies, because PC and Xbox owners don't have to buy the game. They're going to play it through Game Pass. It was to milk you guys. So understand that. And this is not good, because I don't like what Microsoft's doing with that either. I don't like what none of these companies are doing. We all see it. Don't think that I'm just siding with Microsoft. Y'all just don't want to see it. That was to take away money from y'all. And that's how stupid you guys are. You guys was willing enough to give that $70 to $80. You're still gone. Now you're going to give it. Now you're definitely going to give it now. Oh, it's acceptable. It's like a typical PlayStation game now. I'm going to buy $70. That $80 was to rip y'all off. You know what I mean?
Start buying them in general. So maybe a lower price point, even undercutting it, maybe doing a $60 thing, I think that would be good. Another thing I definitely think is crucial is that Xbox has said we're going to go back to actually selling you a physical disc. It's not just going to be a code in the box. I do think this is a reaction. People buy PlayStation games. People buy physical Nintendo Switch games and Switch 2 games.
No, they didn't, because a lot of people bought the Switch 2 with the game bundled, which was digital. What are you talking about, bro? I could chart this dude for days, bro. Like nothing. Xbox was reverse course on their code in the box strategy on Xbox. Physical editions for the Outer Worlds 2 and Ninja Gaiden 4 will ship with a disc on Xbox. What do you mean? Indiana Jones and Doom ship with a disc, but there was no data. This doesn't prove anything. What are you talking about? We don't know if the game is on the disc. What are you talking about? Indiana Jones came with a disc, but guess what? There was no data on it. Oh my, bro. How do y'all make Twitters, bro? How do y'all get views? How do y'all get likes for this crap? How? Because I'm sitting here as a rational gamer, like, what are you talking about? They didn't put a code in the box for Indiana Jones. It was a disc they did it with Doom. What are you talking? You're like GameStop. You're like GameStop, man. I know, man. This is why I don't have a Twitter. This is why I don't have a Discord, because honestly, you guys ain't nothing but a bunch of idiots.
Make a big stink about the code in the box they're attempting.
The only company doing code in the boxes is Nintendo. And Microsoft is giving you a disc. The question is the data going to be on the disc? Not that the disc exists. Indiana Jones, Doom, came with a disc, even on PlayStation, but there was no data on it. Like, they're like, this is a new revelation. What revelation is this? The game already came on a disc, but there was no data on it. Tell me that if they're going to put the data on the disc, then we can go off that. Then yes.
With Switch 2 games. I think things are very, very bad at Microsoft. And at this point, they've been kind of heads down. I've noticed a lot of the big Xbox executives.
I don't care, bro. Hopefully you guys enjoy this video, man. Like I said, you guys know exactly what's going on. These guys are absolutely foolish, man. Oh, Xbox don't put, they're going to put code in the box. When has Microsoft put a code in the box? Even Redfall, right? All these games that they did, they put it on the disc. There was just no data on it. That's what we need to be worried about, or should I say concerned about. I'm not worried about no physical edition with a disc. I'm worried about if the physical edition has the data on it. Y'all out here comparing the Nintendo Switch situation to Microsoft with the game, essentially with the code in the box. Microsoft is giving you the disc, but they ain't giving you no data on it. That's me bashing them. But hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. Like I said, I'm bringing you the truth no matter how bad it hurts.